Hello everybody, Raven Knight here, and welcome back to another monthly update video. Happy New Year, guys. It's a brand new year with so much to look forward to. I really hope you guys had a great Christmas holiday, because I know I did. I got to go back to my parents' home and visit family for a few days, which was a wonderful treat. And now I'm back home in my apartment after celebrating Christmas and my birthday with my family, and I am so ready for 2024. There is a lot to talk about with this new year, and there are some major changes coming this year in both my life and in the life of this channel. And guys, I can't stress this enough. All of it is important. So I beg you now more than ever to watch through the whole video so you know what's coming and what to expect this year. Before we get into it, couple things I need to start off with. First, let's go through the typical shill. If you guys would like to help support this channel, you can help out by subscribing to the channel, obviously, or donating via Super Chat whenever I do a live stream, and I do a lot of live streams. I try to do some every week. I also have a Patreon page. That link will be in the description. You can go to my Patreon and donate up to $1 a month, which, hey, that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it really helps me out. Any donation really helps me out, so feel free to go check out that Patreon page. I want to do more with that Patreon, so stay tuned. More may be coming to that Patreon in the future, but definitely go check that out. That link is in the description. And if you guys want to get some cool Raven merch, I have a Teespring store, where that link will be in the description as well. You can get some really awesome stuff, including shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, backpacks, blankets, mugs, Tervis tumblers, all that kind of stuff. And there's some really cool images on it that my friends, my artist buddies, who I'll be introducing in a minute, worked very tirelessly on to make them look awesome. Go check it out, guys. It's really worth the look. Maybe you'll find something you like there. Link is in the description. There's another link in the description to a channel that is dedicated to all of my writing. It is the Raven's Writing Room. All of my writing stuff, my short stories, my writing advice videos, all of them that are on this channel are being moved to that new channel. It's a smaller channel, and I would really appreciate it if you guys took the time to go over there and check it out and maybe even subscribe. Right now, it's at 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. I'm so glad it reached that milestone, and I know it can grow higher, so definitely, guys, give that a look. Check it out. You'll find some really cool stuff there, too, including the Raven Lord lore videos, a series of videos where I share my own OC's lore with you guys that me and Lark are working on. Very Tolkien-esque. It's got this whole world and background behind it. We're even using it for D&D campaigns. I think you're going to really like it. It's really cool. There's the Death Diary series, a series of diary entries written by Death himself. If Death were an angel and could write in a diary, what would he write in that diary? That's what that series is all about. The Raven's Writing Room video series, where I share with you guys my writing advice, my writing critiques, and other stuff besides. It's really cool. It's been a long-running series that a lot of people really seem to enjoy, so check that out as well. I have a Journey to the West audio reading. That's brand new. I am reading through the entire book of Journey to the West. I kind of need to get back to that. I put that on hold for a little while, but hey, I'll be picking that up again very soon. I've got my Bible study going on. I'm doing Bible studies there. Right now we're in the book of Romans, and I'm going to be doing Romans 8 very soon. I think you guys will like that. Troy and Frost, a video series in which I read out to you guys a book that me and my buddy Jay have been working on, which is a detective story taking place in World War II. It's really, really neat. I think you guys will like that too. I have my story sharing videos where I share with you guys books that I have either started, finished, or am working on currently, and I just tell you guys about those stories and how they work and what I like about them and what I don't like about them, all that kind of fun stuff. And finally, I have my Fantastical History series, which is where I share with you guys different fantasy aspects and ideas that, if they were real, if they actually took place in history, how would history have evolved around them? How would they have worked in history? How would the world change if these things like races and magic and all that kind of stuff actually existed? So go check that out, guys. That's all on the new channel. I hope you guys will give it a look. All of that is in the description. Now, let me share with you guys my streaming schedule, because everyone asks me, when do you stream, Raven? What kind of streams do you do? The majority of my streams take place at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with very few exceptions. As for what days we stream, here are the days. Wednesday is a Lark stream. Lark, my brother, will usually stream Fallout, or he'll stream Total War or something along those lines, but those are Lark dedicated streams that allows him to get out there, share his thoughts with you guys, because he's a very opinionated, very passionate person, and I know he loves sharing with you guys. So on Wednesdays, that is Lark's stream. Fridays are dedicated to For Honor. Those are For Honor Friday streams. Sundays are dedicated to Persona 5 Royal. We're playing Persona 5 on Sundays, and if we finish Persona 5, if we beat that, we'll change up what stream goes on Sundays. You might be saying, Raven, what happened Saturday? Nothing happens Saturday unless something changes, because I want Saturdays to be a break day. Monday may be a random stream, but maybe not for long. Something may be coming to the streaming schedule, guys. I started doing something called a chill and read stream. where I basically just read stories to you guys and answer questions. It's just a chill stream where I don't play any games. I just hang out with you guys for a while, and y'all really seem to like that. So I may turn Monday into chill and read stream nights. Maybe. Let me know down in the comment section if you like that. And if you would, we can make that happen. That'll be really, really cool. And finally, my friends' channels. I want to introduce you guys to two very good friends of mine who help make this channel possible. Their names are Hannah and Jay. Let's introduce them. Hannah and I have been friends for a very, very long time. We met back when I was just starting college. She's a fantastic artist and a really, really good friend. Though she's gone through a lot of hardships in her life, she still makes a lot of time to help draw stuff for me and work with me on different projects that we have on the channel. We've worked on a lot of stories together and a lot of project ideas together. She has drawn so much for the channel. She has drawn chibi versions of me. She's drawn concept ideas. She helped revitalize some of the stories that I've worked on. But the thing that I think she's most famous for is drawing me as a chick, because an old joke between us where she drew me as a girl, and now she always draws me as a girl, so that's kind of become a funny joke between us. If you ever see a thumbnail of mine where it shows me as a chick instead of a guy, it was probably a Hannah design. Just trust her on that one. It's funny. We have a good time with it. Thank you so much, Hannah, for all you do. Guys, you're seeing a lot of her art scroll across the screen right now. She has an Instagram where you can check out her work, but she is also on the Discord page. Definitely come talk to her. She's a really great person, and I know that she's not doing commissions right now, but let her know that you really like her work, because I know she puts so much into it. Thank you very much, Hannah, for all you do. And then there's Jay. Jay and I haven't known each other as long as I've known Hannah, but we're very close. He is my accountability partner, and what that means is we're both Christian young men, and whenever we have a struggle or doubts, or whenever we have a hard time, we come to each other, talk things out, work together, and we come together in a spiritual way. Jay is an awesome, awesome person, one of the most positive, optimistic, and friendly people you'll ever meet. I finally got him onto Discord, so you'll be able to see him there, but he also has an Instagram where you can see his awesome art. Jay is not only an artist, he's also a comic book artist and designer. He has made some professional comics, and he has been commissioned to create comics and devotional books for a while. I know he is taking commissions. Please, please, please reach out to him, because that is his primary mode of income through his commission, so definitely commission him for some work. He does great work, and he does it well, and he does it fast. He's the one who designed the Raven Lord icon, my own channel emblem, and everything like that. He has done some phenomenal work for me. He is just a really, really good friend. I value him. Jay, you and Hannah both mean the world to me, and I could not do this channel without you. But you know who else I couldn't do this channel without, guys? I couldn't do it without you. I want to take this opportunity to thank you, my community. Without you, I could not make this channel possible. I really can't overstate how much I appreciate all of you who watch my work. It means so much to me to be able to share with all of you and make a difference in people's lives, sharing my passions, my faith, and my writings with thousands upon thousands of people. What just started as a hobby to try and breathe positivity into a video game that I liked has exploded into not only a paying job, but something I have a great deal of passion for. And I couldn't do it without you guys. This channel is only possible because of you. So thank you. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Jay. Their links are in the description to their Instagram. Please go check out their work, guys. And to all of you out there watching, thank you. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for watching this channel. Now, with everything out of the way, let's finally get into the part you want to hear. What is changing this year? First of all, let's get some bad news out of the way. The trip to Asia, my plan to go teach abroad in Asia, has been postponed. Why? Simply put, my goal remains to go to Japan or South Korea and become a teacher or missionary. That hasn't changed. But the TEFL program that I was part of was not what I thought it was going to be. Essentially, it's a program to help me teach beginner-level English, where what I wanted to do instead was teach literature. So after some thought and counsel, and really praying about it, I've decided I need to make some more money and get more missioning experience under my belt before I pursue Japan or Korea. And to that end, Asia will have to wait a little longer. I do intend to travel there and visit in the near future, so I do plan to go there just to visit, but my plan to live there and work there and start missioning, or maybe even teaching, will have to wait. I am very disappointed, guys. I am very upset about it. It was something I was really, really aiming for. It's something I really, really wanted to do. Y'all know I was wanting to do it. I've been talking about it for a while, and I hate that I'm having to put it on hold for a while. But that is the way it is. It's something that I feel is necessary right now in my life to put that aside and just wait for the right time. God will open that door when he's ready. I think for a while, my biggest problem is I've been trying to force that door open myself, and that's not the right way to go about things. I should have just let God open it his own way, and things would have worked out better that way. But I think I've been forcing it open, and that's not a healthy thing to do. So what am I doing instead? What am I doing now? I am going management at Longhorn Steakhouse. I've decided to pursue restaurant management at Longhorns. Why? Well, the pay is great, for one thing, and the benefits are excellent, and the people I work with are pretty awesome, too. But that said, there are drawbacks. For one thing, I'll be working more hours there. Ideally, I want to end up working 30 hours or more, maybe even 40 if I can swing it. And that means that I'll be busy. That also means videos will come out at a slower pace. Writing will take longer. Books that I plan to publish will likely either be put on hiatus or may never see the light of day. Believe me, if I had the choice, guys, no, I mean this, if I had the choice, I'd rather do YouTube full-time and do nothing but make videos and stories for all of you. Unfortunately, that's just not feasible right now. And so this is the best option before me until God opens another door. Now, please understand this. I'm not complaining. I'm not whining, and I'm not begging you guys to start donating a bunch of money. Any donations you offer are always appreciated, but all I'm saying right now is this. Right now, my goal is to go overseas. And I need to make some money to do that. I need to be financially capable, and I need some job experience and life experience, and Longhorns can provide that. If I had my way, I'd just do YouTube full-time and make my money that way, but that's not a healthy thing to do. It's not the wisest idea right now. I'm not in a position I can do that. So this is probably the wiser idea right now. I've been praying and thinking about it for a long time, and this is what I've decided to do. I'm going to continue to pray about it until God opens another door, like I said. I ask that all of you believers out there pray for me as well as I go through this weird time in my life. And for those of you wondering, well, when will this management thing start? It will probably start this month. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. It's probably going to start this month. So here we go, jumping in head first. In other news, I am now part of my church's online ministry. My church has an online ministry where we run a live stream twice every Sunday so that people can watch the sermon online. And I have been a part of this team for a few weeks now, and my role is essentially to share context and historical background behind the sermon the pastor is giving. So if the pastor is talking about a specific Bible verse, I will go into the live chat and explain this is kind of what he's talking about. This is the reference point. This is what this book is about. There's some cool facts about the verse, stuff like that. I tell you all of this because Pastor Ben, the one who is in charge of the online ministry, is going to be leaving that field and going on to our new campus to lead at that location. Now, we don't know who will be taking over as leader of online ministry without him. There is the possibility that I am chosen to take over, and that will, of course, cut into more time on weekends. Now, I don't know that I'll be chosen. Maybe I won't be. Maybe it'll be someone else. Either way, the point is, that cuts into a part of my weekend time, which is what I use to stream and work on videos. So there is the very real possibility that that will cut into my time as well. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to do this. I want to be part of the online ministry. I want to help people who want to come to our church via an online source. But that is something we need to keep in mind. So as you can obviously tell, there's a lot of changes. A lot of stuff coming to the channel. A lot of stuff coming into my life. And I wanted you guys to know about it first and foremost because it will impact how often and how frequently stuff gets uploaded. Please bear this in mind. I'm not saying all of this to make you feel down, and I'm not saying all of this to make you feel obligated to help me out in any way. You guys help me out tremendously just by watching this channel, supporting me, and leaving comments in my videos letting me know how much you appreciate the work that I do. It means the world to me, like I said earlier. I'm telling you all this so that you know, if you see changes, it is not because I'm done with the channel or tired of the channel. Far from it. But I do have new obligations and responsibilities coming my way. And as I've said many times, the Spider-Man quote rings true. With great power comes great responsibility. So, that's pretty much the big stuff going on personally for me right now. If anything changes, I will of course let you know, but alright guys, we've been talking a while. Let's get into the channel updates. That's what you guys really want to hear. So, let's start with For Honor. Season 4 title update 2 is on its way. What are my thoughts? Okay, I have currently, or so far, enjoyed the changes implemented this season. I like the testing grounds for the most part, and the changes feel warranted. I like a lot of what they've done. This season feels really good. Not a lot has happened right now other than the big hero skin in the testing grounds, but that's because they're saving up for the new hero coming out. And the new hero, I really hope is cool, okay? You can expect a Heroes in History on that when they come out, and a Warriors Den this month is coming out, so you can expect me to react to that reveal. I believe that's going to be on the 25th. I could be wrong, but I believe the Warriors Den is on the 25th of January, and so you can expect me to be there doing a Warriors Den, reacting to that. It's going to be sweet. I cannot wait for that. So guys, please join me January 25th. It's going to be great. See you all there. Now, I am planning at some point this month to do a full lore recap to release after, well, no, it won't be this month, it'll be next month. After season 4 ends, I will do a full lore recap on all the For Honor lore, starting from the very beginning with the main campaign all the way up to now. Because there have been a lot of people telling me, hey, Raven, what's the lore of For Honor like? Can you explain the lore of For Honor to us? Because we're a little lost, and I will plan to do that very soon. So look forward to that. Now, a lot of you have been asking, Raven, will you grade universal executions? Yes, I will, but, caveat, give me time. There are a lot of universal executions to go through, and some of those universal executions are supernatural in nature, and some of them follow Looney Tunes logic, like where they pull barrels and stuff out of nowhere. So because of that, I need to rethink my grading criteria for those executions, because it's going to really suck if I look at an execution that's really good, but I have to take off realism points because, hey, that guy pulled a barrel out of nowhere. Hey, that guy pulled a bomb out of nowhere. Hey, that guy pulled a violin out of nowhere. That's one thing I need to keep in mind, so bear with me as I rethink my grading idea for that. Now, Apollyon thoughts. This was something I tried last month where I basically used an AI generator to recreate Apollon's voice to give thoughts on things. And I thought maybe what I could do is basically do Apollon's thoughts about different characters or different aspects of the lore, or maybe some legend characters that I've made, stuff like that. The problem is I feel like some people didn't like that because they felt it was too much of the Uncanny Valley. They could just tell this wasn't really Apollon's voice. So I have a idea. I can either continue to post those on YouTube, or I could post them specifically to my Patreon. Well, you guys think of that? Maybe make that an incentive to go to Patreon, huh? Just a thought. Let me know what you think of that down in the comment section. Legends videos, my Legends series. Nibbles is still being rewritten. I know you guys want to hear my Nibbles legend, but I want to make sure she's perfect, okay? My original Nibbles legend wasn't the way I wanted it to be. I'm reworking it. Give me time. But Lamia Castriati's legend is done and out. Please watch that if you haven't already. And I will probably be doing Yumiko the Nobushi and Tizlaktitsen the Ocelotl. I know I mispronounced that name. I'm going to come up with a different name for him. That was the first name I came up with. I don't like it. I need a new one. I need one that I can at least pronounce when I do the video. I'll be doing the Ocelotl legend too. That'll be a lot of fun. Now, to answer 2 questions about the Legends videos that I get asked. Number 1, will I be doing repeat characters? Like, am I only going to do one legend per character in the roster? Or am I going to do multiple Warden, multiple Warlord, multiple Raider, multiple Nobushi, stuff like that? The answer is, most likely, I will be doing multiple characters through the roster. Like, potentially the Legends video may never end, because I could always come up with new ideas and new stories. So there is no potential end, so I'm more than happy to do more of them. And the second question that I'm getting asked a lot of is, when I do the Legends video series, should I keep using AI? Some people have said that they don't like that I use AI voices for the female characters. Some said that they do not like it. Some say that they do like it. I don't know what side to go on here. On the one hand, I want to use the AI for the female characters because I can't sound like a girl. I do not have the capability to make my voice sound like a girl. And people who say, oh, but it sounds more realistic. Do you know many girls who sound like me? Really? That's odd. But I also understand the argument that AI doesn't sound natural all the time. Sometimes AI cannot capture an inflection very well. So let me know down in the comments section what you guys think. Would you like me to continue using the AI tool to create unique voices for the girls? Or do you think that I should just use my own voice even though it sounds cringe? Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, For Honor and Glory will continue and likely finish next year. I plan to finish the story next year. Yes, I want to end it. I am ready to finish the story. Not because I don't like it, but because it's gone on for a very long time and I'm ready to move on. It'll be one less thing to worry about. So expect that to finish this year. So the final thing I have to say about For Honor is, what more can I offer you guys, huh? What else would you like to see from me For Honor, okay? I know that I've got a lot of stories and ideas going on right now, but if there's anything specifically you're excited about from For Honor that you'd like to see me talk about, let me know. I'd love to talk to you guys about it. Let's move on from For Honor. We got the next game to talk about. Dead by Daylight. That's right, guys. We got to talk about Dead by Daylight. So, I am moving on to the Deathslinger in the Dead by Daylight analysis. That will be released sometime this month, I hope. I got some pretty good footage. I just need to write out the script. The Silent Hill chapter will be after Deathslinger, and I'll go ahead and give you a warning. I've never played Silent Hill. I'll have to do some extra research. My overall goal with Dead by Daylight right now is to try to finish all of the killers this year. I'd like to. I don't know if I'll finish all the survivors. I know that there are way more survivors than killers, but my hope is to finish all of the killers this year. If I can get maybe 2 killers a month done, that would be awesome. Also, Dead by Daylight moments will likely be a thing. I've started doing this thing called For Honor moments and Dead by Daylight moments, where basically I film or clip certain events or actions or things that take place in a match, and I share with you guys what happens and kind of commentate on them. I originally just did this with For Honor, but now I'm going to try to do this with Dead by Daylight too, because I think there's some Dead by Daylight moments that deserve to be talked about, so I will share those. And yes, I hope to at some point throughout the year share some killer and survivor ideas, so look forward to those as I release them. That's pretty much all I have to say about Dead by Daylight right now. Look forward to more stuff as far as that's concerned coming out soon. Okay. Alright, here's one that I'm dread to talk about, but Assassin's Creed Ranked. I want to apologize. I promised that we would get Assassin's Creed Valhalla done before the new year. I have failed. I could not do it. The game was too terrible. It is a terrible, terrible game. I don't like it. I think it's awful. I don't want to play it. I legitimately, every time I sit down and say, all right, I need to finish this, I pick up the controller and I start to re-download the game, and then I go, I can't do it. I can't. It's that terrible. So I'm making you a promise now. Before we reach July of this year, we will finish Valhalla. We will get Valhalla done. Hold me to that. I want you people, hey, at the end of each month, if you need to, leave a comment on this video saying, Raven, do Valhalla. I need to do it. I need to hold myself to that. So remind me, okay? Okay. Lark's Lamentations. Lark is working on the Vanderlyn gang from Red Dead Redemption 2. His goal was to finish it by the end of last month. He did not. But his goal is to try to finish it by the end of this month. And he's got time to do it, so I know he's working on that. Look forward to that. Lark's Lamentation coming out very soon. I know he is excited. I think that he's a little over halfway through the game now, so hey, that's going to be really cool. I'm actually really excited to see how he does this, because it's kind of funny watching him play the game and have some really funny moments in it. He knows the game really well, so I'm really excited. All right, now let's talk about something else sad. Rainbow Six Cringe and Win. Last year, I tried to do Rainbow Six Cringe and Win, where I shared the lore of operators from the game, and I shared their guns and gadgets, and I talked about whether or not I felt their lore and outlook was good or bad. I am ending that series. I know, prematurely, but I'm ending it. Unless you guys give me good reason to bring it back, I'm ending it because I've already got enough projects, and frankly, no one is watching that series. No one really seems to care about it. And I'm not judging anyone. I'm not upset. Hey, you know, if you guys don't like a series, you don't like a series, and that's fine. But if no one's watching it, I'm not putting time and energy into it, because doing that series took a lot of time and energy. It was an exhausting series to do, because on the one hand, I'm not good at Rainbow Six Siege. It's hard to get the footage I need. And if no one's going to watch it, I'm not putting forth that kind of effort. But what I will do is whenever they release a new season and a new operator, I will do my streams where I talk about that operator. That I will do. But doing unique special videos for each one, I just can't do it. I'll keep playing the game. I'll keep enjoying it whenever I want to. But as for making videos on it, nah, I think I'm done with that. So, that's all there is to that. Now, on to some writing stuff. First of all, I want to let you guys know I may be re-releasing The Tale of Tomoki, which is a story I wrote a very long time ago about my own original superhero, Tomoki, the Saiyan. I'm thinking about rebooting it, reworking the story. I think it'll be fun. I'd like to try that. And if you guys would like to see me do that, let me know down in the comments section. Let me know. If you haven't read The Tale of Tomoki, that might be the time to do it. I'll leave a link for you guys. Thank you guys so much for reading it. And now response videos. Let's talk about response videos. Keep sending your material to me. I can only do response videos when I have material to do from them. I have a Discord channel dedicated to video topics where you can send me your suggestions. They can be articles, videos, sermons, whatever. I'll take a look at them. Now, just because you send them does not mean I will respond to them. I have to watch them and read them first and see if I can or should make a response video. There are some things that I just will not respond to. Not because they don't deserve a response, but it could be because I don't know enough about the topic, or I don't think they get enough wrong, even if their attitude is blatantly bad. You know, there could be plenty of reasons, but you can send it to me anyway, and I'll at least take a look. Now, before we close out this New Year's update video, I think it's time we do the jingle.
I've seen unspeakable horrors, and I know pain. It's time for the question of the day.
That's right, guys. It is time for the question of the day. But because it is the new year, and I got some really, really good questions this year, I figure I will do you guys one more nice treat because of how awesome you've been to me last year and how awesome you're going to be this year, and answer all of your questions that you left me in my post. For those who don't know, I always make a post each month for you guys to leave your questions for me to answer, and today I'm going to go through all your questions and answer them to the best of my ability. We're going to try to go through this fast, all right? So let's get to it. From the White Wolf 7909, are there thoughts of restarting or remaking old series or videos? Thank you for the question. I have thought about it. I have thought about going back to some of my old Heroes in History or character analysis videos and redoing those. I have thought about it, but I need the time to do it, and I don't know if I have the time yet. Thank you anyway for the question. Lord Thunder 4517 says, Raven, important question. Do you know what a pentagram symbol is? Is it used for a demon? Pentagram symbols can be used for demons. They can be. Sometimes pentagrams are used in demonology, but that's not their only use. From Captain Coin 858, what is the most memorable gift you were given on Christmas? I think I was asked that in a previous video. It was probably my leather jacket, which I wear all the time. I have this really nice, big, heavy leather jacket with a hood attachment. I've had that since college. I love, 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 love that leather jacket. It is so nice. From Cameron Post Ma, what is your favorite Bible verse? Mine is Proverbs 28:1. Mine would probably be Luke 12:24. That would probably be my favorite because it is my family's Bible verse. It is the Bible verse written underneath our family emblem. It basically says, consider the ravens, they neither sow nor reap or store up food for themselves, but the Lord provides them everything they need, and are you not more important than birds? That would probably be my favorite. Thank you for the question. From Doombringer335, I have been thinking about one new game mode at least. I'm not sure what to call it though. Maybe Clash or Warzone. Now about the mode. We are 20 players in the battlefield, 10v10 to charge and strike each other. They are pikemen, officers, captains, guardsmen, and one commander on both sides. Both teams have 50 respawns to begin with and may earn more by slaying guards, for example. The goal is to conquer the opposing side of the battlefield and then defeat the commander. I have a secondary idea. How about to have a larger variant of Dominion, Breach, and Deathmatch with 12 or maybe 16 players on the map, along with large pack of new maps. Yeah, I get it. It's too much work for the devs. I felt to share my ideas for this awesome game. Cool ideas. I'm not as knowledgeable about the game as I probably need to be to leave a comment on that, but I'm glad that you're coming up with ideas. From McDemmy Godzilla Warrior. So, I have seen a lot of fans of stuff say that they could do a better job at writing the games, films, or shows at the actual studio doing it. As someone who would fall into this camp, since you tend to suggest how the Ferrano story should have gone, I have to ask, is it justifiable for someone to think this, and would it seem too egotistical to think that? I just think that for most of the time, the thinking just doesn't make sense and doesn't feel like a fair comparison with the rare case that the fans could likely do a better job at writing the story, which you would definitely fall in. That is a very good question. Is it too egotistical to think that you could do a better job writing a story? That is a very, very good question. All right. Well, in order to answer that question, I would say this. If you saw something that was if you went to, let me put it this way. This is a different way to look at it. If you went to a restaurant and you ordered a cheeseburger and you ate the cheeseburger, but you tasted it and it tasted terrible, and you knew that your father had made a better cheeseburger than this restaurant, is it egotistical for you to say, my dad could cook a better burger than you? Is that egotistical? I don't think it is, because you are making a clear comparison between what your father has made and what this restaurant has made. Now, Obviously, some people are going to taste that restaurant cheeseburger and say, no, it tastes fine. And there are people who are going to taste your father's cheeseburger and say, no, it does not taste as good as the restaurant's cheeseburger. There are lots of people who are going to have differences of opinion. But it is not egotistical to compare bad quality to what you know is good quality. And if you know you can produce that good quality, I don't think that's necessarily egotistical. Now, on the other side of that coin, yes, I do think it is egotistical to assume that you could do better than everyone else, that your writing or your skill or your product is just so good it trumps everything else. While I can say that I feel I could do some of For Honor's lore a bit better, I don't think that I'm egotistical enough to say, oh, you guys need to just step aside and let me do it. I wouldn't say that. I think it'd be far better for me to say something along the lines of, why don't you ask for outside opinion? I would be happy to be a consultant. I would be happy to sit down and take a look at what they have to say. And I would be able to say, hey, I think this works. I think this don't work. Maybe you could try doing this. I'd be happy to do that. I don't necessarily want to steal jobs. I just want to help. I just want to offer my assistance. And I don't think that's too egotistical to say. But what you're really asking is it egotistical to assume that you could produce better quality than someone else who is paid to do it themselves? In answer to that, no, I don't think it's egotistical to say that you find the quality of something you could produce of higher value than the quality of what can be produced. For example, I look at a lot of what Hollywood produces in terms of stories. I see what they write, and I go, I don't know. I feel like I've seen some of my old high school students write better work than this. So I don't think that's necessarily egotistical, but I do understand the question. That is a very good question. We could have a long conversation about it. But let's keep going because we got a lot more questions to go. Bongo6720. If a Ravenlord-inspired hero was to put into For Honor, how would you envision them being like? I don't think they could ever put a Ravenlord hero into For Honor. I wish they would, but I see it being kind of a combination of Griffin and Warden. Maybe a little bit of Lawbringer in there. Like, very much a powerful knight with a kind of glaive weapon. That's the way I kind of see it with... they'd have to have some kind of supernatural ability if we take from the Ravenlord lore that I've been creating, but that'd be a really cool idea. Alistair, the Worshipper of Corn, says, do you think you'll branch out to other games in the future? If so, what games do you have in mind? Well, I have branched out to Dead by Daylight. I have branched out to Rainbow Six Siege. I have branched out to Wolong and to Neo. I just recently got the game Lords of the Fallen, and I'm giving that a shot. I don't know if I'll make content on it. It's not easy. I don't know if I'll make content on other games, but yes, I definitely want to branch out and try other games, so thank you for the question. Dragon Skull 5634 says, hey Raven, what has been the best part of your journey here on YouTube? Now that's a good question. What's been the best part? I think the best part has been the opportunity to share my passions and my faith. I am passionate about gaming, I am passionate about storytelling and writing, and I am passionate about my walk with Christ. And the fact that I can share that with all of you, the fact that I can talk about that stuff with all of you, is a blessing. It is something that I am so, so grateful for. And as we go into this new year coming up, I hope to do more of that. I think that's the best part about this walk on YouTube. Even if I wasn't making money on this channel, I would still enjoy doing this. The money is nice, but it's not why I did this. It's not why I started. I never thought I'd make money on YouTube. I never thought I'd be this popular. And yet, here we are, and it has been mind-blowing. So that's my answer to that. Dwayne Asher 6765 says, I have a question. Can you do a video on Little Light Studios Nintendo video? I already did that. Thanks anyway, but I did that. Badge Game Master. Hello, Raven Knight. Hello, Ravenlord. My friend and roommate keeps asking for me to ask if you and Lark have heard of the Jesus rap, aka rapping for Jesus, and what you guys think about it. An answer to that, no, I don't know anything about that. I've seen Christian rap, but I don't know anything about Jesus rap. And myself, I want to ask, is there a good way to make a Mary Sue, like making her very skilled, but for the price of being borderline feelingless, and think mostly with a cold machine-like logic? Alright, well, good question, but here's the way I would approach it. Under normal circumstances, writing a Mary Sue is a detriment to your story in almost every circumstances. If you are to write a character who meets several of the qualities of the Mary or Gary Stew, quite often you want to focus on a different aspect than who they are. Because here's the problem with the Mary or Gary Stew. The Mary or Gary Stew is perfect. They have no recognizable flaws. They are above their own story, and thus there's no progression. They basically make the entire plot work to their advantage. So instead, I would focus on other things. A good example of this would be a character like One Punch Man, Saitama. he could be qualified as a Gary Stu because he is flawless. He can beat up any monster or any enemy that he comes across with minimal effort. But the story is not his character progression. It is not us following him as a character growing stronger. It is him following the world around him as he tries to learn what it is to feel again. Becoming perfect has left him empty, and we see how he's trying to negotiate in a world in which he simply breaks everything. I think that is a creative way to look at it. The problem is most Mary Sue or Gary Stu characters that are written are wish fulfillment, and that is never a good idea. I need to do a whole video on wish fulfillment and why I think that that's a problem, but that's a good question. An answer to it, you can write a Mary Sue or Gary Stu character and still make the story good, but you can't focus on their character progression to grow stronger because there's nowhere for them to go. That would be my answer to that. Next, Kringlecrop asks, hey, when do you think you'll grade the Universal Executions? As soon as I can. From Josh Von Bosch, if you had the choice, would you stop the Crusades from ever happening? That is a very good question. Brace yourself. I would not stop them. The Crusades, despite how much awful stuff happened, were a net positive for the world. And why do I say that? Well, for one thing, it launched us into the age of exploration. Europe discovering new ways to set up crusader states, understanding how to govern in new lands, and discovering trade routes outside of Europe helped make them realize that they could go other places. If not for the Crusades, we may not have had the age of exploration which was needed to find America. So that's one thing. The other aspect is it taught Europe to stand up for Christendom. For a long time, Christianity fought amongst itself, be it between the Catholics and the Protestants, between different nation states that just wanted to fight each other. But regardless of whatever side they were fighting for, at the end of the day, Christianity had to learn to stand up for something. It had to. I'm sorry, I said Catholics and Protestants. I meant Catholics and Orthodox. More to the point, by fighting against an enemy, an actual dangerous enemy, Christianity learned to unite and stand up against something larger than itself. Well, not larger than itself, but of equal measure. So I would say that the Crusades were a necessity. Did bad things happen in them? Oh, absolutely. Did both sides do good and bad things? Yes, absolutely. But were they still a net positive for the world at large? I would say yes. It is hard to say that I would change or stop anything in history because so much of where we are now is a result of even the bad things in history. So I would not stop them. In fact, sometimes I feel like we need more Crusades today. Just Add Water to Your Ramen says, how does one deal with the loss of innocence in the world? Oh, man. It's a good question. How does one deal with the loss of innocence? Well, I feel like one of the problems we have in the world today is children are losing their innocence way too young. The best way that you can deal with it is two ways. The first is to, grow and adapt and evolve to counter it. But the second way is to reach out to God. And I know that sounds like a very Sunday school answer, but I mean it. Quite often, when we feel ourselves being detached and we feel ourselves being struck by the devastation of the world and by the awfulness that we see in it, that's the time to run to God, We can't change the fact that we live in a fallen world. That's the nature of it. We live in a fallen, corrupt world. So when we recognize that fallenness, when we recognize that corruption, it's time to run to the one who can heal. And that would be my answer to that. IHL 2005 says, I'm trying to write some characters and I'm too scared to fall into things like Mary Sue and other topics. My question is, are cliches bad for creating a character or storytelling? My answer is no. They are not bad. Cliches are not bad because cliches are inevitable. You're going to run into cliches in your story writing. That is just a part of the game. That's just what's going to happen. The key is to make the cliches work so well that no one cares. That's the trick. Now, here's the thing. Here's how you're saying that you're scared that you're going to fall into these traps. Well, what you do is you write it the way you want to see it and then have someone proofread it. Have someone look at it for you and tell you, hey, I noticed you did this wrong. Or, hey, I noticed you might have been doing this. And they can help you. Never trust a first draft. Don't be afraid on that first draft. Write that first draft the way you want to see it. But then share it with someone else. Then you can start editing it. Don't be afraid of that first draft, though. User NM8BD5UR2W says, what's your favorite villain from a movie or show? I don't know. I've got a lot of favorite villains. I love Crocodile from One Piece. He was a badass and a great villain to Luffy. I really like the Joker, but it depends on what he's from because some Joker versions just are not good. I love the Major from Hellsing. He was a great villain. I thought he was really good. Rodrigo Borgia from Assassin's Creed 2. Oh man, he was a pinnacle for me in terms of villainy. There's some really good villains out there. From Geist Draken. So Raven, with year 8 of For Honor coming up, what is your For Honor wish list for year 8? I don't really have a wish list other than more maps, please. I would go a whole year of For Honor without heroes if it meant we got more maps. Please, For Honor. Jarth Kebil says, hey Raven, so I've been wondering how you would define depression and how do you deal with it? Wow, okay, that's a good question. Well, first of all, I do suffer from depression. I struggle with it. I struggle with depression and PTSD. How would I define it? Depression is quite often an inability to be positive, an inability to be happy. Quite often when I suffer with depressive episodes, I struggle. I have trouble approaching things. Even if somebody else with me is happy, or if I'm in a room of happy people, I feel it is difficult to be happy with them. And sometimes I feel scared to be happy because negative thoughts creep into my mind. So how do I deal with it? I have to fight against approach avoidance, for one thing. I have to remind myself constantly that there are blessings in my life. If you've ever heard the Bing Crosby song, Count Your Blessings Instead of Sheep, it's a song from White Christmas. That's one of the best things I can say. Count your blessings. And if you can't think of any blessings, talk to your friends or your family or your pastor or your teachers or other people who know you and talk to them. Ask them, like, what are some blessings you can think of that I can meditate on and think on? And as you do that, you'll start to recognize that your life has merit to it. That would be the first thing that I would do. But my situation was unique, and I can't say that everyone else has the same situation I do. Paladin Lawbro says, when writing a villain, what is the best advice you have? I have a whole video on that. Check out my Ravens writing room on villains. I talk about that a lot. I've been on this for a while. Otherwise, I'd give you a longer answer. I am so sorry, bro. But when writing a villain, the best advice I have, please watch that video. It'll help you out way more than I could here. Damien the Novice says, good afternoon, Mr. Knight. What are your favorite tropes in any media and why? Please give as many as you like. Well, I'm running out of time, so I don't want to give too many. But some of my favorite tropes, I love romance tropes, like the star-crossed lovers. I love that. I love the underdog hero. I really like that. I love the tragic upbringing. I love those kind of things. I love the... I love a lot of those kind of things. Those are some really good ones that I really like. But honestly, most tropes for me work very well. I think the only tropes I don't like are the lie revealed tropes or the mid-act breakup tropes. Those annoy me. Those just annoy the spit out of me. But yeah, so most tropes I'm okay with other than like a rare few. And then finally, last one, Jaden VK2IQ says, Raven Knight, I love your vids, but how come people fight? I mean, we got bigger problems to deal with, and instead we're fixated on petty rivalries. Well, that's a good question. Why do we fight? And I answer this in my Apollyon video, actually. I believe we fight because we as humans innately crave conflict. We as humans want conflict. We enjoy it in a perverse way. We like it. We find it entertaining. It's why we watch sports, because we like to see people compete with each other. And conflict, at its most primal and most base, is violence. And so I think we fight for many reasons. We fight for resources, we fight for power, we fight for fame, we fight because we enjoy it. We watch people fight because we get a sick sense of entertainment out of it. There are lots of reasons why we fight. Apollyon was right. As humans, it is one of the natural things we are drawn to. Combat, war, violence, competitiveness. It is a part of who we are. So we've got bigger problems. So why do we deal with petty rivalries? Because honestly, that's part of what we enjoy in this world. It's part of what we're drawn to. We could have a whole philosophical discussion on that, but I am running out of time. I've been at this for quite a while. I think this video is coming up on its 45-minute mark, and I need to wrap this up. So I want to thank all of you guys for posting your questions. I really, really appreciate them, and I hope that they were meaningful to you. I also hope that you guys enjoyed this update video. I hope you got everything out of it. Again, I got a lot of links in the description for you guys to check out. Got a Patreon page, got a Teespring page, got my friends' pages, Hannah and Jay's art. Please go check out their Instagram pages. I've got a second channel for you guys to check out. So much for you guys to enjoy. And like I said, this year is going to be interesting. I'm not going to say it's going to be good or bad yet, but it's going to be huge, and I am very much looking forward to what it has to offer. There's a lot of things coming, and I will let you guys know, of course, what else is on the way. Guys, 2023 was a very rough year for me. There were some ups, and there were definitely some downs. A lot of them, especially near the end of the year. But I want to say this. There's an old saying my grandfather used to say. It's an ism in our family. When things look bleak, when the night seems dark, son, look to the east. Now what does that mean? The sun always rises in the east. So when things look bleak, look to where you know the sun is going to rise. Because sure enough, it is going to rise. So that's what I offer to you guys. Whatever 2024 brings, whatever difficulty, whatever struggle, whatever you're going through, I know it's hard. I know it's tough. And there are some days, and I know you get them because I get them too, where you just want to quit. But when those moments come, son, look to the east. That is my final closing word for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year. And here's to an awesome 2024. And as always, guys, I will see you in my next video. Take care.